this is Matt from the ManCave. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching with your daily devotion for January 1st. And you're like, Matt, that's not the piece of paper that says January 1st. Where's the piece of paper? Well, I have this instead. And you're like, Matt, what is that? This is a piece of shingle. They've been falling off of the roofs on people's heads. It's not a real big deal. You know what I'm saying? And so here's the thing. They've hired a company to come and fix all of the shingles, get all of the debris off of the roof. You might want to look up there for a second. I've been filming these guys up on the roof. And for the last week, they've been going through and they've been blowing off leaves and branches and fixing in every garbage can. There's piles of these shingles that are cracked, okay? And what happens when there's a cracked shingle? Water. You know, the rain that God creates, it goes into the crack, and then here's the thing. There's paper under there so it doesn't leak right away, but eventually what's happening is, here's the thing, the roof is ruined, or the roof caves in, or a shingle lands on your head or my head, okay? And I was like, good grief, friends, there's a principle in the Bible that's going to teach you and I something. It's in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, and it's in verse 18, and here's what it says. By much slothfulness or laziness the building decayeth, and through idleness of hands the house droppeth through. And you're like, well, Matt, I'm not a house. So actually, if you're a Christian, you are a house. You're the house of Jesus Christ. You're a temple, and the living God lives inside you. But here's what this is talking about. Just like this building has to be maintained, it has to be corrected, it has to be cleaned up, it has to have all these things replaced, all these shingles. Friends, in our life, do you know there are things that we can be real idle about, that we can be slothful? And normally, it's things that we don't want to do right away. And you might be saying, Matt, what are you talking about? I'm talking about sometimes we use this mouth in the incorrect way, or someone else has said something against us and there's division, okay? And there needs to be peace. There needs to be God's peace. There needs to be reconciliation. We need to pick up a phone. We need to email. We need to make it right. Sometimes, okay, there's something in our life that God has placed on our heart to do, but we just don't want to do it, okay? We know God's asked us to, and here's the thing. Our relationship with God is kind of veered away. You know what I'm saying? We've kind of gotten distant from God because God has asked us to do something. Sometimes, listen to this, there's something going on with this body of ours. We need to go to the doctor, but we're kind of scared. You know, we're like, oh man, I don't want to take tests. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But no matter what it is in your life, whether it's unforgiveness, whether it's bitterness of spirit, whether it's a health issue, or whether it's just something altogether that you just don't want to do, but you know that you need to do it, you gotta handle it, okay? We're starting this year, it's January 1st, and here's the thing. Why not just clean the closets out? Because when you don't handle it, what you're doing is you're carrying those things like luggage to the next day. God says His mercies are new every morning. So every day you wake up with Jesus Christ, it's a brand new day. The sun is shining, you know, it's just wonderful what God has for you. But if you're dragging things that you won't handle or you won't take care of into the next day, it's going to hinder your relationship. Listen to this. Just as this was falling. And here's the thing, from what I understand, no one got really hit. No one got hit in the head, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, when it smashes next to you, it gets your attention, okay? But just as this has to be taken care of, all those shingles had to be replaced. They had to. There are things that you have to take care of in your life, because if you don't, it affects other people. Eventually, your roof starts leaking, okay? And then eventually, the roof caves in, okay? And there's damage. There's collateral damage because you won't handle the things in your life that you need to handle. The things is the things that we don't want to do are for a reason. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes the unknown. We're not sure what's going to happen, okay? Sometimes we just don't want to do it because it's awkward, it's hard. It's like we've dug our heels in and we're like, no, Lord, I'm not. And so we just ignore it all. But when we ignore God or ignore this thing that God has asked us to do, what we're doing is this. We're stopping the favor of God. We're stopping the blessings of God. We're stopping our growth with the Lord Jesus Christ, and we're kind of stagnant. We're kind of like when I go hiking sometimes. Sometimes I'll find a body of water, and it's just nasty because there's no fresh water going in. When you handle these things, what's going to happen is now God's Spirit's going to start flowing through you, okay? And your living waters are going to refresh you. And here's the thing, you're going to be vibrant again. You're going to receive all of God's blessing, all that He has for you. But you got to take care of these things. Don't leave things idle. I had a great mentor several years back, and one of the things he told me is, he says, Matt, in life there's going to be things that you don't want to do, but they have to be done. He said this, I've learned if I will do all the things in any given day that I don't want to do, what ends up happening is this: I become very successful and I become very blessed. Because in all of our lives, we can think of so many things that have to be done. If you're married, you might have a to-do list from your wife, and you've been throwing that sheet to the wayside. Honey, I'll get it. Honey, I'll fix the fridge door. Honey, I'll fix the toilet. I know it's leaking. Honey, I'll do this. Honey, I'll do that. The honey-do list is what some men call it. But here's the thing. Why not just devote a day and wipe that out? Why not get on the phone, make that phone call? Why not do the thing that God's asked you to do? Here's the thing, you're trusting Him with eternity. Why not trust Him with tomorrow and handle these things? Don't have the shingles falling off and hitting you in the head and affecting everyone around you. Don't have your roof cave in. Don't have your life smashed because you won't do the things that need to be done. Hey, this is Matt from the Man Cave telling you have a wonderful year.